Welcome and welcome to I don't know who needs to hear this tarot for Set Good Sundeh. I'm reading for the new moon tomorrow in Aries. So let's go ahead and just smudging off the cards them little bit, you know, before I shuffle the deck. Shuffle the deck behind the queen in the pot. And as always, I ask that the message from the cards is straight from the universe, nothing to do with me. I just interpret them how I see them. Like I say, it's called I don't know who needs to hear this, but especially as we're going into a phase where certain things are opening back up, I thought, yeah, for Set Good Sundeh, make sure that we're ready for the rest of the week. Let's go. Yeah. And your overall energy is, let's see, it is the Knight of Coins in reverse, or the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So rest that up there, so. Alright, boom. Let me just drop the intro. So this coming new moon is in Aries. Aries controls head, teeth, tongue, arteries. So which is quite interesting, considering that a lot of us have been in the house. Some people have like gone in and just like gotten really fit. For a lot of us it's the other way around, like put on weight, gained weight and stuff like that. So not only is our respiratory system suffering, but also the arteries and stuff like that clogged up, being quite sedentary from being locked down. So, and then teeth and tongues must meet, because a lot of people are like frustrated and a bit peed off in it. So it's just to be mindful in it if you're out and about. So as I'm talking to you, I'm gonna flip the cards. So we've got the moon, Three of Coins in reverse, ooh, Seven of Cups in reverse, Seven of Coins, Six of Coins, Queen of Coins, the Devil in reverse, the Hermit, the Empress in reverse, and the Knight of Coins in reverse. So I can see like straight away that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, and then we have, well, say 4 minor arcana, and then 2 like court cards or what have you. So give me a moment and we'll get into this reading. Let me see if you can see the cards at the bottom too. Is it just the tops? There we go. Alright, let's go. Okay, so this is a part of my practice that I've been looking at, which is where before I even start interpreting the cards, like what they're actually meaning and the meaning attributed to them, I like to just look at them and see what visually it's saying to me anyway. Do you get what I mean? So bear with me and go with me on this one. It'll be about 5 minutes or so. So first we've got the moon, which is interesting because I said that this reading would be for the new moon tomorrow. And also I feel like, because the way that I read, my reading will go so past, present, future, past, present, future, and the overall energy. So to me, it can mean whatever it means to you, but I'm just saying, for me, just looking upon the card, them, that would look like from the full moon the other day, 2 weeks ago or so, and then this would be like the kind of the like leading into the new moon, if that makes sense. So we've got the Three of Coins in reverse. Reverse cards don't necessarily mean something's negative. Sometimes it can be impacted negatively, and sometimes it can actually take the sting out of something. So got the Three of Coins in reverse, got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So that would look like, for me, I'd say from the full moon, the coins them have been a little bit low or whatever, but there's a focus on the coins, because if you look, you've got the one on the bottom and then the two, so it's like it's stacking up. This might be causing people a little bit of consternation still, because obviously things are kind of getting back to normal and whatnot. So for a lot of people, some people like made bare coin during the lockdown, for others not so much. And that's where, to me, it's like, so cups are emotions, water. So to me it looked like it's upside down, so the cups are leaking out. But some people say seven's a God number, so it's just like, okay, yo God, just see me through this part here. And it's interesting to see, yeah, them tears are leaking onto, get your coin sis, but I haven't got to her just yet, because I'm reading left to right kind of vibe. So then we move on to, so that kind of emotional call for whatever. It looks as if, yeah, boom, coins come up a little bit, because we've gone from a 3 to a 7, but then I notice we drop back down a little bit to a 6. But for a lot of people, 6 is end cycle. Hold on, my computer's just done something a bit mad, bear with me. Yeah, for a lot of people 6 is end cycle, so it's like, okay, we're bossing our head, the 7 and the 7 is interesting, so we build up to the 6, yo, something have to done, get to the coin sis, queen of the coins, get to the bag, you get what I'm saying. And then you've got the devil in reverse, which I think for the devil it means, because like the devil normally represents like vices and hidden things, and you know, little dirty boy, but at the same time he was said to be one of the most beautiful person and God's right hand in some belief systems. So it is what it is, but I'd say with him upside down, his energy is not as devastating, if that makes sense. But the devil's not a scary card, it just means like the kind of the hidden stuff, and sometimes a kukri and a shmukri, yeah. So it's like almost like saying, in order to get to the bag, turn the vices upside down, like the procrastinations and the things that cause the procrastinations, etc, etc. The Hermit, one of my favorite cards, just so sexy. It's like going within, sticking to yourself, just being like, you know, just getting into the spirit and that, like locking off and just focusing, you get what I'm saying. And then the Empress is in the reverse, so that means, but for me what that looks like is, because I think she's like a more of a fun lady, you know what I mean. She's more about the fertility and fun and yeah, the go in, but she's leading on, so it's saying, okay, you can go in, you can use the devil in reverse to go inward and check yourself and get right and get squared away, and then you can come back out and have fun and stuff, but don't go too crazy, because she's in the reverse, so she's not turning up, she's turned down a little bit, so turn down that. And then the overall energy is the Seven of Coins, the Knight of Coins. No, not the Knight, what am I talking about? The Page, the Ute man, because the Knight's on the horse, my bad. The Page of Coins in reverse, so it's saying, you know what, the overall energy for this reading is this guy here, which means like basically focus. So like, but I'm gonna get into the interpretations, but I just wanted to look just to see like from the moon and that, the focus is on like the coin, probably kind of, it's a bit emotional like. So the 7 and the 7 matches where your mind's at, end the cycle to get to the bag and to just further compound the blessing. Go inwards, confront your BS and go inwards, lock off and just, you know, get clear so that you can come out and have a little fun, but you don't have to turn all the way up. Like, remember, so we ain't really been turned up for over a year, so take your time. And so that's just my visual interpretation. I hope you liked it. Thank you. Okay, so into the reading itself. As I said, we start with the 7 of coins in reverse, which is the overall energy for the reading. So basically, when this guy turns up in the reverse, it basically is saying focus, blood. Like, you could be like having lots of things to juggle, a big workload, you know, as we're going back into the workplace, things are opening up. It's gonna be a bit tricky, you get me? So it is gonna be focused, prioritize, get the to-do list going and whatnot, you know, make sure that you're following through with things and whatever, just ticking off bit by bit by bit. Obviously don't kill out yourself, but you know, it's going to take some getting back used to, and just be aware in it that people are going to be getting on your nerves. It's Aries, so there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of might going on, there's a lot of, yeah, just enoughness. And then we'll be heading into Taurus after that, and them said two bull can't rule in a one pen, but I digress. If you're finding yourself with a wandering eye from your partner, just know that, you know what, you can fatten your eye, you don't have to bite. And don't be disrespectful. Like, if you wouldn't like your partner to be eyeing up somebody, don't do any like, or do unto others what you have done unto you. It's very simple. Don't be doing no gambling and that now. Like, this ain't the time. Remember, focus. Yeah, you might, some people might have made guapole out of the pandemic, but not the same for everybody out of lockdown. So like, don't be getting stupid now. Like, there's a lot of people going around saying to invest in this, invest in that. Like, do your homework and it to make sure that you're not getting mugged off, bro. Take time in case you like buck up into any accidents and things like that, and you should be good. So it's a new moon reading, and in the past position, the moon features, like, it's the first card in the reading, which is interesting. So like, it might be saying that like that things are a little bit confusing right about now. Understandable. Like, it's like, what is going on, kind of vibes, you get what I mean? Don't try to force nothing right now, because it's like the moon, it will reveal, you get me, eventually. You probably will feel more in tune. So just like, as my grandma used to say, follow your mind and just figure it out. Because if you don't know, don't be trying to like run off and zip zip zap zap boing boing, because you might end up like stubbing your toe, like your man is saying. You might be careful and just find it out. The moons are very instinctive, very gentle, and having a look. Sometimes there's a lack of clarity. When you think of the moon, so a full moon is when there's I think, is it more light bouncing off the sun to, oh, I can't remember, I'll have to look it up, because I'm not going to sit here and chat far and try and make out that I know when I don't. I kind of have an idea, but I don't know. But like, a full moon's really bright. New moon, like, it's represented by just kind of like blacked out, isn't it? So things may not be clear. A new moon is for starting afresh as well. So me and my friends, we did this thing called, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about that just yet. So just, things may not be clear, just start to get clear. If it's about a relationship thing, take a break if you need to. Calm, just cool and calm, because we don't always know what's going on. So just take your time in it. And yes, very, very spiritual time when the moon card comes up. And how does the moon card talk to the Three of Pentacles in reverse? So it's generally positive. Even though it's reversed, it's generally positive, especially when it comes to like work and careers and stuff. But it's like saying, you know what, because it's time to build in it, because you see how you start off with the 1 and then you build to the 2. So this is basically a time to say, you know what, focus, zoom in, see how they're kind of talking to each other, and just keep going. Do you get what I mean? Give it your best, don't try and slack off, don't try and do a gym screech and get away with stuff. Don't get involved in any kind of tittle tattle. Like, mind your business and make sure you're doing what the best like that you're doing. You get what I'm saying? Money should be okay, or maybe just about to get okay, which is where this might come into. But just, it's one of them, like, you get out what you put in, basically. Don't overdo it. Like, we're not going to come out of being like sedentary out of a lockdown and start running straight away, go bust out your arching. Start with like walking and building up first and what have you. You should be alright. Okay, so then let's get on to 7 of Cups reversed. Remember I said in some circles 7's a god number, or lucky 7, but it's in the reverse. So let's see what it says, because I just think Cups, water, emotion. If they're upside down, it's pouring out. So that's well, pouring out, anything releasing, especially like for holistic workers, massage therapists, Reiki practitioners, all the things. They usually say things coming out is good, because if you hold on to it, like, full of shit, isn't it? Anyway, but I digress. But basically here it's a card about choices. When it's reversed, like, you're beginning to like making choices and moving into action. You gotta like kind of do what's gotta be done. Go with your instinct and that. The connection, go with your instinct. Focus, make choices, because you gotta move forward. You need to maybe just be very sort of aware. Make sure you know what's going on around you. People could be not always straightforward and not always playing by the rules when this card shows up. So you have to kind of watch people and know where their little gym screeches are and what have you. And if you're making sure that you're on point, then you know that if anybody's trying to bandulu or anything, then you just make sure you're covered in it. It's so interesting. So that's mainly that. Be cautious with your money. Like, try not to gamble, not earn. Like, making like sensible, thought out investments. Get advice if you need to and what have you. You might have to make some important financial decisions. Maybe it's a case where you know that move that you always wanted to do now, that you can kind of jump around and start you know, viewing properties. I know a lot of people are buying properties abroad and stuff to come out of this place. All the things. Steady as she goes, Captain. Onto the 7 of Coins. Right, this card is like mainly about return on investment. Like, basically, again, what you put in, looking to try and get it out now, because you might need it. It's usually a positive card, but it's like you might need back out. So those of you with 401k or savings might come in handy now as things start to move. We move, as the young people them do say. And feel hopeful and about the future, and decide like what to put your energy into, like people, situations, places, things. Like, be clear, because you know it's about choices, making focus on the choices that you're going to make and get your return on your investments. Because if you're focusing on gossip and all free, you get me, that's probably what you're going to get back. So just really look upon that differently. If you're with someone like that your heart is set on, like, might be a good time to move to them, you know. Everybody's coming out, and take a long walk like Jill Scott, you get me, walking dates, you get me, and take your time. That's it, you know. You can improve like health and things like that. If you've been doing good, well done, keep it up. And if you need to make a start on like improving your health, see how that walk can come in. Okay. Well, the money, no, you know what, I'm not even going to get to that bit just yet. But what I will get to is following on from the Seven of Pentacles, the 6. So I look at it as there's a drop in numbers. So you got 7 down to a 6, but 6 is also end cycle, and it's sometimes a turn for the better, because it's like you think of a 6 and a 9, it's like it's flipped it. And also 6 is double of 3, so it's like 3 here, flipped it. So you flipped it, and this is the present, like, and looking to see where they intercept as well. Okay, so it's usually about generosity. Maybe you get somebody that's willing to invest in what you're doing as you gain more focus and clarity, knowing what you want to go for. There might be someone who's willing to invest or to listen or to guide. Sometimes money is not necessarily what is coming through, but like some really good advice and guidance can be just as valuable. Don't make your chest too high to take it, because at the end of the day, we ain't got the answers, Sway. You get what I mean? And if you have, like, fair play to you. I would also say it's usually good for a financial question. So maybe, like, there's so many pentacles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentacles in this reading. I'd say maybe might be have a look at some Bitcoin alternate currencies. Maybe have a look at multiple streams of income, because it's literally focus, man. Multiple streams of income. So that sounds good. And you've got important insights. Like, sometimes you don't even realize what you know. You might be the person giving that advice. You know what I mean? Making a start, multiple like, it's like me, I'm getting back on my tarot reading, so multiple streams of income, etc. Insight, because this is literally insight. If it's not for you, it's fine, that's okay. But for me, it's actually like, as I'm reading it, I'm going, yo. And then you've got, next up is the Queen of Pentacles, and she is like, usually stands for an actual person. So there might be a lady, often described as with dark hair and dark eyes, but it doesn't always have to be the case. But it might be that there's somebody, could be feminine energy, that kind of is helpful in getting you to where the money resides. Get the bag, sis. Like, when I saw that card, that was the phrase that jumped in my head. Don't watch nothing. That basically home, earth, motherhood. So it might be like hitting up mommy or an auntie for some advice on how to do stuff. Saying also, you might be spending like time and money in the home, because a lot of us have been working from home. It might be where you can sort of focus, think about and negotiate how you can work more remotely. So that might mean like setting up the office space, like to literally continue working from home, like whether it's for your 9 to 5 or whether it's from your like personal stuff. So that might be something to look at, you get me? And you're likely to make headway at this moment. Be kind to your partner in this time. Don't chase love or whatever. From a single kin, get into the bag, or for a booed up kin that are getting to the bag. Be a bit, don't chase. Like, let things come to you, let things build naturally. Remember, going for the, like, taking a nice walk in the park, being gentle. At the end of the day, we ain't track stars, fam. Like, you don't need to run from or toward, you get what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. I just saw that connection there. And then, like, it's usually, hopefully, money is going to be increasing. Get to the bag, sis. I swear down, that's the residing where the money resides. Shout out to Darrell, man. Like, I like you. So that's that. Focus on yourself as well. Nurture, very much nurture yourself, whether it's the home. Get the base sorted well. Look after yourself to be able to move forward, because the next card that we have is the Devil in reverse, and he's not as scary. Look at him, he's a little teddy bear. It's not scary, and when it's in the reverse, it's like basically it's showing us that because he deals with a lot of vices, and if you see the right way up, hold on, he looks as if he's literally got, hold on, he's got his foot on somebody's neck kind of thing, and the torch is down ready to burn them up or whatever. But in reverse, it's like that eases up a little bit. So it's an illusion basically. Don't get too caught up in what's going on. Take a deeper look into the situation. Things may not always be what they appear to be. Like, you may not be as stuck as what you think you are. There are solutions and what have you. Breathe, my friend, breathe. Even if it's a fire breathing dragon, like we said, there's going to be a lot of energy around at the moment. Could be exposed energy, but everybody's kind of coming out of this, kind of trying to get to the bag. So our stuff's going to be brought up because it's a lot of it's existential. Putting back my teeth, but just take the time, take your time, appear, be calm, like, because no matter what you're doing, like, if you're all hype, ain't gonna really get things done. Just keep a cool head, man. Like, don't lose your head. Things are not permanent, whether it's relationships, jobs, you know, like in this day and age, that kind of thing of where you enter into a job for 20 years or whatever, or 30 years, and that ain't the case now. So it's just like, look at what's going on at the moment, and kind of just take your time and penny accordingly on your path to get into the bag. Look at, okay, in terms of getting to the bag, are you thinking outdated modalities? You know, you've got one hand pointing down and one hand facing up, so like you literally could go either way. Do you get what I'm saying? Certain things it might be good to keep with tradition, some it might be to broke out, and you know what I mean. So like basically you're not stuck, and I think that's everything. Things could be a little bit tight, because as you get into the bag and you're making moves, could be that, you know, you have to really pull in and focus, which is why the Hermit's next. You get what I mean? It could be tight, but take like one step at a time. It could be flowing all right, but just kind of like knowing that with movement, you know, you're moving house, you know, there's always the things that you need to plan for, little extras, contingency, you know what I mean? So it's like, take away the procrastination, take away the avoidance of things, it will be all right, you know. But basically battling demons and, you know, confronting our own demons, and just making allowances for them and understanding. If you're somebody that procrastinates, you know that you have to maybe have a good little bit of a plan in place, so that when you do come out of that procrastination, it's go. Do you get what I mean? Which is why you need to go in and move into the Hermit, kind of go inside, be kind of, I'd say introverted. Well, like that's my steez anyway. And plan, get spiritual. Take some of them nice salt baths or salt shower. Burn your Palo Santo and burn some sage to clear out the yard. Remember to burn something else to bring the energy in, because sage just clears, it doesn't, but if you just clear, can leave a vacuum. Somebody taught me that and it kind of makes sense. But whatever works for you, Dabu. So representing kind of discipline, things like religion, church, organizations, institutions, education. You know, a lot of people are upskilling right about now, trying to get to where the money resides. You get what I mean? Overcoming maybe it could be a fear of moving forward or change. So it's kind of let him, you know, follow the hermit vibe. Just, it's about the frame of mind and just coming in and just getting right, getting clear with you, not getting too overburdened with what everybody else is doing and what have you. It could be that sometimes a past relationship could come up just to test, like, yo, is this what you want? Like, really, like, or do you need, or is it, are you over with it, are you cool? So like closure or opening, but mindfully. There's a lot of mindfulness when this fella shows up still, you know what I mean? But go with your head, not your heart, man. As my grandma used to say, follow your mind. You get me? Follow your spirit when these things come up, you know. And then also, money might not be the highest priority at this moment, but if you invest in, like, really, don't gamble. Again, it's all set, like, it's come from Yasa, so it's coming and saying don't be gambling or going on naughty. But if there's an opportunity that comes up that is, you know, well tested from a trusted source, and that might be a time to do that, so you can come out with a little bit of guapole, so that by the time now we get to the Empress in reverse, when you're ready, when the Hermit's ready to come out now, she'll be like, she's still feminine power, feminine energies, so it's like about receiving, like you getting your, bringing sexy back, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's it can also in the reverse mean that you're being too masculine with your energies and stuff like that, which everybody's coming out of the lockdown needing to focused on the bag, which is all quite masculine, even though the coins are feminine cards and the cups is feminine. It's actually quite a feminine reading, to be fair. The everybody's kind of on that alpha driven, go, make, you know what I mean, provide, get back in. It's like, by being in the Hermit space, you know that, okay, maybe the aggressive way ain't the way to go. There's that old saying, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with doo-doo. You get what I'm saying? So like, just think about it that way. I wanted to say the S word, but doo-doo will do. So just take time that way. And this is a time where you think about like your attractiveness and things like that. Fam, you are the sugar honey iced tea. Like, don't worry about it too much. Hopefully, if you've been working with this brer here in the reverse, because they're both in the reverse, and you've been working with this brother here, you should be confronting these kind of things anyway. Like, you know what, we might not be attractive to everybody, but everybody's attractive to somebody. You smell me? So it's like, take your time to find that person. It could be that the person that is looking you, you're not looking them, but you're looking at somebody who's a complete F-boy or F-girl. Do you get what I'm saying? Take your time, you know what I mean? Sometimes humble is good, but just know that the beauty of you isn't with how you look. It's confidence is a, you know, is really something that's attractive. Kindness and just, you know, empathy. Like, people will follow an a-hole for entertainment, but they don't necessarily like an a-hole like in their home. You get what I'm saying? So don't even worry too much of that. And as a matter of fact, you might be like, you might find yourself being confronted with perspective, like, you know, a few people interested, and you're like, oh, I never knew I had it like that. You get me? So again, take your time, but don't get too dizzy about it. Use your intuition. There's a lot of intuitive cards. Use your intuition. Take your time. It's not everybody that like you have to like them, you get me? Unless that's your thing. Like, if, you know, shouts out to my sex workers out there and things like that. Get to the coin, sis! Do you see what I mean? Like, she's definitely tied in, you know. It could be where there's like that kind of beauty. It could be where you're good with hair. You start a hair channel. You see what I'm saying? There's just there's so many opportunities abound, but with kind of like nurturing kind of feminine practices and that. So that's good. Just take time with your money. Know that you have everything that you need. She says that as well. So you'd be good. Like, don't sit there like watching every penny and what have you. Obviously don't be stupid, don't ball out of control where and you know, live within your means, but don't spend so much time focused on the bag. That's why that she's kind of turned upside down from her, I guess. Don't spend so much time focused on the bag that you miss like the beauty. Like, if you look at her in the upright, I wonder if it will focus. No. Okay, so if you see at the bottom, she's got some flowers around her, and she's actually got wings and a halo with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 stars on her halo. See how this face the camera just caught out before I finished off the reading. I was literally just here. So just rounding up, I was just saying that it's interesting that I said like do her hair channel, isn't it? And she's got her halo. Anywho, that's our reading. That's our new moon. I don't know who needs to hear this reading for Set Good Sundeh. So I hope that whenever you hear this, have a good day or evening. It's always morning somewhere. And if you've if you've listened this far, and most of you that come on this channel, you know me because you usually come from WhatsApp, right? Yeah. Drop a like on there. You get me? Drop a comment, man. Don't be rude. Alright, peace.